Hello.
Jadi masuk. Dan sekarang nanti untuk makan.
Hello. Hello.
Assalamualaikum Prof. Good morning.
Salam, Alhamdulillah. How are you all guys? Good?
Good, Alhamdulillah.
Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum, Prof.
Salam, Tullah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Clear?
Yeah, clear.
Alright, great. So, are we going to based on Google Meets, or you actually have another platform to channel the Google Meets?
Yes, we use YouTube Live.
Oh, YouTube Live. Okay, all right.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, ni hao, and good morning everyone. Welcome to today's webinars of From Homes to Hall, the Dynamic School Family Partnership. Thank you for joining us today. I am Nurul Najibah binti Ismail, your MC for today's event. We would like to greet the students, lecturers, especially Madam Dayang Mahiran binti Ahmad and Dr. Haria Sindra binti Muhammad Yakin, who will be evaluating us. We would also like to welcome our iconic speaker, Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Khairi Ahmad. We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to join us today. Now, let's begin this program with a dua recitation by Muhammad bin Muhammad Rizal.
قال ربكم ادعوني أستجب لكم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم أنت عزيز الجليل. Indeed, we raise our hands today in the webinar titled From Homes to Hall, the Dynamic of School Family Partnership, in gratitude and praise to you for your precious gift. Allahumma ya Rahman ya Rahim. Indeed, we gathered here this morning to express our care and love for our lecturers and leaders. Ya Allah, indeed, we really need your inayah in continuing life as an outstanding and pious student educator. So, Ya Allah, bless our gathering today. Bless our efforts, unite our hearts, strengthen the string of friendship among us. Combine our energy and effort to combat the shift in attitude and thinking to face the current era of technology and globalization. Ya Allah, give us the spiritual and physical strength, the spark of ideas, and the movement of the mind to take the spirit of our lecturers who are able to generate the excellence of this ummah on this stage. Ya Allah, Ya Alim, Ya Kabir, verily you know every content of your servant's heart. Make us, Ya Allah, from among your servants who are grateful and obedient to your commandments. Keep us, Ya Allah, from violating your prohibition. Grant us, Ya Allah, blessings in all our endeavors and affairs as long as we study here. You strengthen our spirit and intention to remain sincere as long as we are in this. Oh God, you bless our lecturers, you forgive their sins, Ya Allah. In fact, they are the place where we get your vast knowledge. اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما وتفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما ولا تجعل اللهم فينا ولا معنا ولا من يتبعنا شقيا ولا مطرودا ولا محروما. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد والحمد لله رب العالمين. تقبل الله.
Thank you, Muhammad, for the dua recitation. Before we delve into the heart of our webinar, I would like to provide some context. For your information, this event is taking place as part of an assignment. The objective, housekeeping notes. If you encounter any technical difficulties during this webinar, please use the chat feature to reach out to our support team and they will assist you. We will also be taking questions from the audience at the end of each session, so please use the Q&A feature to submit your questions. Feel free to engage with other participants in the chat as well. Before we get into our main content, it is important to have the right person guiding us through the event and ensuring everything runs smoothly. So, allow me to introduce our moderator for today's event. Please welcome Muhammad Ilham Naim bin Salahuddin. He is a student of Institute of Teacher Education Tuanku Bainu campus. He will be guiding us our discussion and also making sure everything runs smoothly. Without wasting our time, please join me in giving a warm virtual welcome to our moderator first, Muhammad Ilham Naim.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our enlightening webinar titled From Homes to Hall, the Dynamic School Family Partnership. I am your moderator, Muhammad Ilham Naim bin Salahuddin, and it is my pleasure to introduce our distinguished speaker for today's session. Allow me to introduce a distinguished academic and scholar, Professor Madya Dr. Muhammad Khairi Ahmad. Professor Khairi's illustrious career in academia spans several decades during which he has carved a niche for himself as a leading figure in the field of communication education. Currently, he serves as the Dean of the School of Multimedia Technology and Communication at University Utara Malaysia, a position he has held since 2023. And as Dean, Professor Khairi has consistently demonstrated an unwavering commitment to advancing education and fostering an environment of academic excellence. And in addition to his role as a dean, Professor Khairi holds the position of Senate member at University Utara Malaysia, a position he has held since 2023. In this role, he actively contributes to the strategic direction and governance of the institution, and his insights and also expertise are invaluable in shaping the future of higher education, not only at his own university, but also in the broader context of education in Malaysia. Professor Khairi's influence extends far beyond the confines of his own university. Since 2022, he has served as an external assessor for the Bachelor of Communication Honours in Corporate Communication at College University Polytech Mara, Kuala Lumpur, and similarly for the Diploma in Corporate Communication at the same institution. And these roles underscore his profound expertise in curriculum development, program assessment, and maintaining the highest standards in the field of communication education. His efforts have been instrumental in shaping the next generation of communication professionals. Moreover, Professor Khairi holds the prestigious position of Managing Editor of the Journal of Communication Education, published by the Malaysian Association of Communication Educators. And in this role, he plays a vital part in disseminating knowledge and fostering scholarly discourse within the realm of communication. And as managing editor, he ensures that the latest research and educational insights are accessible to the academic community, further demonstrating his commitment to advancing the field of communication education. And with over 2 decades of dedication to academia and communication education, Professor Khairi's expertise is unparalleled, making him the perfect guide for our discussions today. Now, having gained insight into Professor Khairi's extensive work experiences and leadership roles in the field of communication education, let us delve into the 2 sessions of our webinar. In session 1, we will explore the common issues and challenges faced in school-family relationships, offering crucial insights into this dynamic partnership. These issues, often complex and multifaceted, are central to ensuring a supportive and productive educational environment for our children. While in session 2, we will delve into why the relationship between schools and parents is of utmost importance for the betterment of our educational institution and most importantly, our children's growth. Understanding the profound impact of this relationship is very essential in ensuring that students receive the best possible education and support. For both sessions, we are privileged to have Professor Khairi as our expert guide. His comprehensive knowledge, honed through years of experience as an academic leader and an external assessor for corporate communication programs, provide invaluable insights into these essential topics. His role as the managing editor of the Journal of Communication Education further underscores his dedication to advancing communication education, which directly relates to the theme of our webinar. With this understanding of Professor Khairi's expertise and leadership in the field, we are well prepared to navigate our discussion today. Please join me in extending a warm virtual welcome to Professor Madya Dr. Muhammad Khairi Ahmad. Professor Khairi, the virtual floor is now yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya mursalin. Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Alhamdulillah, thank you, Brother Ilham, as well as Sister Najibah for assisting me, and you will be navigate me throughout this webinar today. I also like to take this opportunity to convey my appreciations to IPG Campus Tuanku Bainun and for inviting me to share some perspectives and views on the topic that your group have been assigned, which is from homes to hall, the dynamic school family partnership. I understand that this is a part of your so-called assignment assessment that you have to go through. But I believe that this is not only to fulfill your study requirements, but most likely it will be a part of so-called preparations uh, for all of you to be in the real field of education. I'm proud today also to have some of your lecturers joining us. Thank you for uh, guiding as well as educating our future educators. That is a very, very important. I always have feeling that I'm keep on worrying about our future. When I talk about future, our future, for me, it is not much on myself as now I'm almost 50 years old. But what my concern is our next or our future generation, my children, my grandchild. And I believe that all of you that attend our webinar today, uh, you choose this profession to be an educators. Uh, I say that you choose this as your profession, not just to earn salary or money every month. But the most important thing is that your passions to become an educators. Uh, Allow me to anyway, Ilham, how long do you have for this session?
Professor, we have around 15 minutes
50.
for this first session. 15.
15. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So allow me to. I have prepared some slides in order to make my sharing session more what we call uh, smoother and easy to follow. Okay, right. Anyway, can you see my slides?
Yeah, yeah, we can see.
Great. All right. Okay. So, uh, in regards to your first questions, yeah, um, one of the what we call the scenario that we have today is we are living in a totally different scenario. I still remember when I was a primary student before, yeah, uh, my parents, their engagement with the school is quite limited. Yeah, this is due to for many reasons because of my father have to work. I mean that all days, so the engagement with the school is quite limited. But today we can see that the total different scenario happen in school today because school today is located quite near to our housing residential area. That makes the parents have more time, more attached to the schools. And when we talk about the relationship between school and the parents, this is something which is, I believe that in Malaysia now we are having a new, or I would rather say that the new beginning. compared to my experience about 5 years in Australia, for example, the engagement between school and parents are very close. Almost every week, there will be an activities, whether it is in formal form or in informal form, which parents voluntarily get involved in assisting the teachers at school or organizing school activities. That was my experience when I was in Australia. But here is a bit different. Yeah, is a bit different. We can say that only, I would rather say that about maybe about 5 to 10 years, the some changes happen in this kind of relationship between the school and parents, and all of this actually happen due to awareness as well as the change of mindset among the society. Why the relationship between parents and school is important? I would like, if possible, that all of you try to get this book, Teaching with Poverty in Mind, as one of your additional readings to become a good educators. When we are teachers, I believe that our job, our task is not only to deliver our subject, to deliver our teaching, but the most important thing is to how we can actually develop the generations. And when we talk about developing generation, we have to understand the ecosystem. What do we mean by ecosystem? Meaning to say that in education system, what makes the education system run well and smooth is because of the involvement of all the entities. And these entities is what we call the ecosystem. In education ecosystem, we are not only having teachers, the pupils, the students, but also we do have the families, the parents. We do have what we call the community, and recently engagement by the corporates, by the business entities is very important. Why do I say that it is important?
Professor,
Yeah.
excuse me. Professor, may I know if you are intended to uh, move this slide or
No, I'm about to show my next things. All right.
I
Okay.
see.
Uh,
Can you please enlarge it, Professor?
Sorry.
Can you please enlarge the
Edward.
slide? Yeah.
Okay, but
Okay.
actually,
Mm-mm.
I can't see what my I mean that the appearance of my site, because currently I have a full I mean that full screen. I don't even see any whatsoever. Should
Oh,
I
okay.
share it as a screen or what? Let me check.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Professor.
Problem, no problem. I think that let me share by using this. How about now? Is it a big screen or
Yeah, yeah,
still a
yeah.
small one?
This one is better.
This one is better. Okay, great.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Thank you
So
so much, Professor.
no worries. Thank you. Uh, According to Eric Jensen, yeah, uh, he found out that issues about emotion and social is very important in academic success. For him, as a teacher, we have to understand the student not as an individual, but as the holistic entity. Mean to say that why sometimes the student cannot, concentrate in the class. For example, there may be a reason on his or her social matters. Poverty is considered as one of contribution of failures among the students. Poverty cause them do not have sufficient nutrition, and these have caused a lot of problems to their biology as well as their mental. We can see that how social issues are matters during the COVID. For example, we are talking about, yes, teachers can have online classes, but taking into understanding and consideration of social situation, social economic situation of the students. Some of them, they only have, for example, one smartphone, which they have to share among 3 to 4 of their siblings. This probably, have contribute to unsuccess or restriction for them to really gain a good education quality. So, as a future educators, I believe that we have to understand this matter, education matters, not only in terms of capability, ability, performance of the individual students, but the most important thing is to look the student in a more holistic way. In regards to our discussion today also, let me bring why the so-called uh, schools and parents are important in education. I believe that all of you not only aware, have been exposed to this what we call Malaysian Education Blueprint, which has been introduced in 2013, approximately about 10 years ago, and it will last in 2025, 3 years ahead. And in this Malaysian Education Blueprint, there are 11 shifts that the Ministry of Education have proposed in order to achieve a better and successful education achievement in Malaysia. The first one is about equal access to quality education. Second one, bilingual proficiency. We are expecting our children, our students able to speak proficiently in Malay as well as in English, as well as it's possible they have the third language. We want Malaysian education able to develop our future generation, which based on values. The fourth one, we want our teachers, you, to become a teachers that considered as professional, not just simply venture into education because of to survive, to make a living, for example. We want a professional. We want teaching to be as a profession among the teachers. And the shift number 5 is about performing leadership. We want at school the headmasters, the principals, we want them to have a good leadership, not only able to lead the teachers, but most importantly, able to lead the whole community, including the parents as well. And in this number 6 shift is about empowerment. In the Malaysian Education Blueprint, it is said that Ministry of Education will love to see more empowerment given either to the state level, meaning to say that the education department, as well as to district level, whereby we have education district office, as well as at the school levels. This is because issues, problems that happen in, for example, in my area, Sinto, may not similar what happened in Bukit Mentajam, what happened in Georgetown, for example. So as a school manages, I mean that the principal, teachers, they should be able to evaluate issues and trying to solve it according to their situation. 7, leverage ICT. 8, Ministry of Education transformation. And this is where we are coming in. We are talking about in this 11 shift, the shift number 9, talking about what we call parents, community, and private partnership. This is where the parents should be involved not only frequently but effectively at schools. Number 10, we have what we call the efficiency student outcomes budget, meaning to say that whatever allocation has been given to the school or to the education departments, it is worth of achievement compared to the achievement that our student is having. And number 11, increased transparency. But our topic today is mainly focusing on parents, community, and private partnership. I believe that this is also a reason why I'm here today, because I'm being appointed as the chairperson of Parents and Teachers Association. This is my 6 years. So probably that a reason why you are invited me here today to discuss or to share about the relationship between school and family. When we talk about this, I think that this is the premise why the need for the school as well as the parents, the family need to be fostered. It is not only to make sure that the shift number 9 is implemented, but actually it is also involved others aspect. For example, access to quality education, leverage the ICT, transparency, value driven. These all, I mean, that got to do with the involvements of parents today. And bear in mind, since our level of education also have increased, this means that in the community itself, we have many professionals, many people who are good, who are excellent in their own sectors, business, entrepreneurs. This is where we should actually collaborate as well as helping the school. So probably this will answers your first questions about why family and school is important and what is the so-called challenges now. So the challenges now is about how we can make this, especially when we're talking about Malaysian education blueprint, works well in order to achieve its target by 2025. So perhaps that will be my early sharing about to have a perspective on parents as well as the school relationship. Okay lah.
All right. Thank you all for your active participation in
session 1, thank you, Professor, where we explored the common issues and challenges in school-family relationships. And in summarizing our first session, it is imperative for us as educators to recognize the diverse backgrounds from which our students hail. It's crucial that we view them not as a homogeneous group, but rather holistically. And factors such as poverty, health conditions, and familial challenges are often overlooked yet pivotal in understanding the underlying issues that impact school family relationships. All right. And this aspect actually deserve our careful considerations. All right, it's now time for the question and answer session where you have the opportunity to seek further insights and clarification from our esteemed speaker, Professor. Okay, please feel free to type your question in the chat and I will present them to Professor Khairi for his expert responses. And to kick things off, we already have a couple of questions that were submitted during the session. Let's get started. Okay, for our first question come from participant 1. In light of the discussion on the various background and challenges our students face, what practical strategies can educators implement to better support their diverse needs and strengthen school-family relationships? Professor?
All right. Okay. Thank you for the questions. That's indicate how what we call passionate of our future of parents teachers association in my daughter's schools. Uh, Actually, when we talk about this, we have to understand that the learning actually, although we claim that officially happen at schools, but we also have to understand that the children itself spend more time at home or away from school. As for that, we have to accept the fact that the learning system, it is not only confined in the school, it also happen outside. As for that, as a teacher, you have to get more involvement, not only with the parents, but also with the community. I give you an example. How I mean that I'm also actually sharing with you some of my daughter's school teachers what we call practices in understanding their student. Every year we will list down. I mean that actually parents can request for financial assistance from school, even if they are not good in terms of financial, they can get assistance from the school to provide free exercise book, free writing books, and so on and so forth. So basically, parents will do the application. And I'm so surprised to know a few teachers which they can actually advise us, the Parents Teacher Association, about the so-called the person who actually requests for the financial aids. They even can explain to us about the background of the family, what's really happening, the attitude of the parents. So this actually explained to me that to be a good teacher, to understand our student in assisting them so that they will be able to be educated well, you also need to actually understand their background. To answer that also, I will say that not only teachers, teachers also should encourage parents, especially the Parents Teachers Association, to get involved in such activities. In fact, if I can say my experience, this is what I did in order to create or foster the relationship between Parents Teacher Association, in particular the parents, as well as the teacher. What we need is both sides should establish rapport and bonding, especially with the top management. This is where the principal, the deputy principals need to have a good, what we call bonding and rapport with the parents. Secondly, from the side of the school, the teachers, you may not able, to get to know every single parents, but what you can do is actually trying to identify some few key figures, individuals among the parents. Some of the parents, they do have their kind of their representative in saying something, in expressing something, because this is the nature. Sometimes they want someone who able to represent them. So as a teacher, you should be able to identify who are the key figures among the parents, so that it will be easier for you to create a better relationship between the school and the parents. And like myself as well, I'm not only establish my relationship with the school, but I also able to establish relationship with education department, for example, district education office as well. I still remember 2 years ago, the headmasters just has been changed to my daughter's school. He was there just about 2 years, and that one happened during the COVID. So when the school started to open last year, and he got the so-called a transfer letter, and I said that the school is just about to move ahead with all his vision, ideas, and so on. So since I have quite some established relationship with education department, I straight away write to the director of Kedah education department, and as well as ICC to the Minister of Education, requesting justification of the transfer. At the end, Alhamdulillah, the headmasters being retained at the school, and he did a very good, quite numbers of project. Even my daughter's school as representing the Kedah state for the what we call this event on competition on a good or quality pusat sumber of the school. So this kind of relationship, we as a parents will also have, and as a teacher also, you have to understand that to encourage parents not only know about the school, but also outside the school, especially the education department, district education departments as well. And another thing, if I may add also about established networking with corporate governments and community entities. This is very, very important, especially during the past few years, while we are facing with a bad or slow economy. All those education has been allocated with the largest budgets even for 2024. But again, to actually manage thousands of schools in Malaysia, it is not considered sufficient. In this note, actually, when the school and the parents have a good relationship, what happens is that many of additional events, activities, even infrastructure able to be realized through the cooperation between parents and the school. I've saw even in Penang, in Kedah itself, quite numbers of school who are actually, they manage to set up, for example, musalla, surau, even additional building through the so-called funding that work by the Parents Teachers Association, of in particular the parents. So these kind of things is something which is, as a teacher, we should see parents not only the place whereby we report about the student performance, but how we can collaborate in order to enhance the school infrastructure and so on and so forth. Uh, and then school need to have regular and consistent meetings with, for example, Parents and Teacher Association. This is what I did. In fact, I'll make sure that every year I will have at least 6 meetings with the school. So every 2 months we will have a meetings, so that any issues, any shortcomings will be discussed, as well as we should really encourage parents to visit school, not only during certain events such as what we call performance reports day. We should actually try to make school open, I mean that all the times, but of course with some guidelines, guidance on the do's and the don'ts. And another things which is very important is that not only for teachers, but also for us, like myself, parents, I will keep on take and make my time to simply talk and chat with the students or the children at school, asking about, because sometimes I saw there's a lot of things has been made at school, in the school, but unfortunately when I ask about it, recently we have the Merdeka celebration, Malaysian Days, and I saw a lot of things has been put up, but when I ask the students, the pupils, they seems like have no ideas what it's all about. So by having that, we can actually give and provide input to the teachers on how the teachers can maybe find another way, another strategy, another approach in delivering all those education as well as values and so on. So sorry for taking a bit time to answer the first question. Maybe we can move to the next question, please.
Such a very thorough response, Professor. The key here is that as educators, we all need to know that in order to be a good teacher, we have to know that the learning environment should not be confined with the compound of school only. And from there, we know that roles from not just teachers, but many parties are actually needed and essential. Thank you, Professor Khairi, for your insightful response. We appreciate your response. All right. For the next question here, we have one question which is from Fatin. Can you give us some tips, especially for young teachers, to be active and assimilate well in the school culture? How can young teachers expand expand their knowledge and networking circle.
All right. Thanks, Ilham, for convey the questions from Fatin. Thank you, Fatin, for asking me about the questions. Well, I still remember when I was a young educators in universities. When you are young, you are not. I mean that will be assigned to the class yet. You are called as a tutor, right? So during my time as a tutor, I always have a thinking that I should find something which is currently what the lecturers not doing. Meaning to say that it will be great if the young teachers can actually explore. I'm not saying that pointing out what is lacking of the current practices of the senior teachers. I'm not saying that, but the most important thing is that we should, as a young teacher, we should have some agendas to do some changes, to do some reformation. Furthermore, when we're talking about the vision of the current government led by Dr. Sri Anwar Ibrahim, which he has propagated the visions of Malaysia Madani. And in one of these Malaysian Madani so-called pillars, there are all 6 pillars in Malaysia Madani. One of the pillars is about innovation. I think that this is something which is young teachers, I'm expecting them to have this. Furthermore, you are all considered as the so-called the digital native generation. Unlike myself, I am a migrant digital so-called people, which I was born in the non-digital era, but now I'm living in digital era, so I'm a migrant. But you, as a native digital, or in Malay language you call it orang asli digital, I think that you have this advantage to be more creative and innovative. As I mentioned to you, this is aligned with one of the pillars of Malaysia Madani, insists that we need to have an innovative generation, innovative community. And innovation, innovativeness should start at school. And probably I will say teachers. And like today, it's great to know that, previously we always have constraint. Why? Whenever we want to to invite someone to give a talks, and it will involve a lot of financial resources. You have to pay the person for the trip, whatsoever. But Alhamdulillah today, with the advancements of technology like what we have today, even though I'm in Sintok, you are in Bukit Mentajam, approximately about 120 kilometers. But this can be realized. So these are all those things like what we call innovation. For example, in higher education right now, we are already moved to an era whereby we now implementing what we call substitute blended learning, meaning to say that we are not going to have so-called traditional face-to-face classes 100%, but we will make sure that at least half of the teaching and the delivery will be online. So for Fatin and all of you, I really encourage you to have this innovative inspiration as well as innovative agendas in your mind as well in your practice, because innovation, our community, our generation will become innovative once they has been propagate as well as cultivate this innovativeness at school. So that will be my response to Fatin, yeah, and all of you. I think that it will be great that you have in mind now to be innovative, and the innovation is not only on delivering your teaching, preparing your teaching, but innovation can come in so many aspects, like handling the students, handling the parents as well. Yeah. Uh, Previously, most likely we have like in my daughter's school, we have a very low turn up when school organize event. But when we do it hybrid, we can see that, those who are physically coming and those who are participate online also, the numbers is increasing. Okay, this indicate that sometimes or now this is the era of for us to be innovative in many aspects, especially in education. Thank you, Ilham.
Thank you, Professor Khairi, for your insightful response. Okay, what we can know from here is that by being innovative, it actually helps young teachers to be more adaptive with not only to our school community but to our current era also, to be more up to date and be more technological savvy. Okay, we appreciate your expertise in addressing the question. Therefore, our Q&A session for session 1 has provided valuable insights, and we encourage you to continue asking questions as we move into session 2. Please feel free to share your thoughts and queries in the chat. We look forward to more engaging discussions. And now we are actually on a break for about 2 minutes. So have a sip of drink and stretch your legs before we continue with our next session. Thank you, Professor.
You're most welcome.
YouTube Music is a music app, and with Music Premium, you'll have the freedom to play over 18 million official songs without ads, so you can keep listening to your kids' favourite songs forever and ever and ever. Get YouTube Music Premium. Try 1 month free of charge.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a rejuvenating break. Now, let's get ready for an enlightening second session of our webinar, where Professor Dr. Muhammad Khairi Ahmad will delve into the significance of the relationship between schools and parents. And this session will include discussion on strategies and also real-world examples that highlight the effective collaboration between school and families. Without further ado, let's welcome back our esteemed speaker, Professor Dr. Muhammad Khairi Ahmad, who will guide us through this insightful session. Professor Khairi, the virtual floor is once again yours. Please go ahead.
Thank you again, Ilham, and thanks for still share your years with me. Okay, when we talk about the questions that Ilham have posted just now, I think that as I mentioned earlier, more about the general idea about the relationship, but I will rather say that we need a more what we call deeper or extensive involvements of parents in school. For example, when we talk about the curriculum, okay, when we talk about the curriculum, it would be great if the parents or particularly parents-teacher associations being invited to provide input or to provide ideas on the delivery of curriculum. Because as I mentioned to you just now, that the era that we're facing now is absolutely different than what we had before. Today, we have many parents who are professionals, so they may have different ideas, diverse ideas due to their job nature. For example, if there is what we call judge or magistrate in our student class, so perhaps the person can actually give thinking ideas which is none than an ordinary people will do that. With that, actually, we can have more ideas, so-called innovative way on how to do that. In fact, I will actually suggest that we utilize these parents. When I was in Australia, I still remember when my son get back from school, and then I asked him, what are you doing today? So he said that today I have a doctor in my class. I have firemen, fire engine men in my class. I have lawyers in my class. So, teaching through experience or experiential learning is something which is very, very important now. In fact, perhaps, if you don't really have those people in your school, we can simply have online, like what we're having today, right? So now I would rather say that for the relationship to take place is not as conventional